gonna be showing you how to do niche bins, and how to use Claude. Basically, now use Claude to find niche markets. So niche markets. So yeah. So we're gonna be also using Claude. So if we want, basically, we're using SpongeBob for example. So how we can use SpongeBob titles, and then we're gonna basically bend it into new markets. So if we wanted to right here, all we basically do is go to this. So we'll basically do is go to this prompt right here. We'll basically copy all this prompt right here. So we'll copy this whole Claude code prompt right here. Claude prompt. We'll basically now go to this, and let's say if we want to use SpongeBob, so we could use SpongeBob. So let's go to YouTube over here. SpongeBob. All right, so we're gonna basically go over here to SpongeBob. So let's say if we want to take the SpongeBob market and bend it to a new market that the audience never seen before. So yeah. So what I mean by the audience never seen before, I mean a new market. So we could basically go to here, SpongeBob. So we could take this SpongeBob market and bend this to a whole new lane, a whole new sub niche. So you can see. So what we'll basically do is go to SpongeBob right here, and we're gonna go to the titles. So we're gonna go to videos, and you can see SpongeBob has about 2.3K videos on the channel, and this is the official page. You see 9 million views. All right, so what we'll basically do is go to all this right here. We're gonna also, in this channel is signed with a MCP. It's signed with a MSN. MSN is yeah. So they got a lot of CMS. I meant to say CMS. So yeah. So this channel is more like it's signed with the CMS. A CMS is somebody team that they work with that they gotta connect their channel to. So where every single video on their channel will be pushed through literally by the algorithm. So it'll be pushed quicker. So where and CMSs have rep employees, but I don't have a CMS. I don't have a CMS, and I know that because some of the gurus, the coaches. But yeah, I don't have no CMS. But yeah, so if y'all have a CMS, reach out to me right now. But yeah, I don't need that. I don't got one. But yeah, all right. So back to this. All right. So what we're gonna basically do is we're gonna be pasting our competitors' niches right. So we'll say here's my competitors' niche. So what it's gonna basically do is take these competitors' niches and bend them over to a new market. So we're gonna basically using Claude. Yeah, we're gonna be using Claude. So it says I don't see any niches to bend it to on the prompt. Peso. So it says drop the. All right. So you see. So what's I drop the titles. Bend those SpongeBob titles to a new market niche. Alright, so all we just gotta do is paste it again. And once we paste this, now what it's gonna basically do is take all them SpongeBob titles and bend it to a new market, and we're gonna basically have a untapped niches. So this is really how you find untapped long form niches using Claude. But yeah, so what I'm gonna do is basically go to here. I'm gonna paste it. But yeah, so I'm gonna go to here, Control V, and yeah. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is basically you can use vidIQ. So if you use vidIQ, it works well, but it's a MCP code over here where you gotta enter it. But I'm gonna go ahead and click enter. Alright, so you can see, and now basically get to the new title. So you see, it's just got you. It's just got you know extract the context. All right, so you see a hook pattern. So you see SpongeBob formula. It basically takes these SpongeBob titles and it creates us a new bin. So a new bin with a new market that the market has never seen before. So yeah. So we have a new bin of new titles that the market has never ever seen before. So you see, so we got here's a breakdown of SpongeBob title terms. So you see SpongeBob terms. You see we have all these new titles right here, literally for our niche that the market has never seen. So yeah, so we can basically go ahead and do is I'll say give me new niches. So yeah, you see that what I can have it do is go ahead and tell it that give me new niches. So give me brand new niches, not mines, brand new ones. All right, so what it's gonna basically do is give me brand new niches. So this has got brand new niches. Nothing. All right, so yeah, nothing connected to your existing channel. Yeah. All right, so what I also want to show y'all is what I literally just had to do. I had it give me at least 700 channels. So if I want to show y'all over here, I had to basically go through this, and it gave me at least 579 showing knee spin. So what we could basically do is we could go through these titles, go through these keywords right here, and we could type these keywords into YouTube. So you see, all right, this is finance, this term right here. So let me zoom out a bit. All right, so this term right here is finance and it's commentary, right? All right, so you see we have finance explaining. We have how to retire at 40, how to retire early strategy. We have a lot of these ideas, right? All right, so what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna scroll down and I'm gonna type one of these keyword terms into YouTube, and I'm gonna show you that this is an untapped niche. So we have a lot of these niches. So if we scroll all the way down, we have a whole list of brand new markets that other competitors never showed you. So what we could basically do is we could scroll up. So we have one about ADHD, about adults, and we have one about, we have a lot of these niches. So yeah, we have one about the divorces, how the divorces work. So if we go to YouTube, this would be a great market right here. So if y'all wanna make videos about how this person got divorced, how divorces work, that would be a great niche. So you see that's a market right there, but yeah. But me personally, I won't do a niche like that. All right, so you can see we have police misconduct, right? So we could go to here, and you can make true crime stories about police misconduct, right? About how the police they didn't follow the rules. They didn't follow the rules at their job. So you can see misconduct, right? So yeah, you can see 14K views, and you can see there's a lot of these clips. So yeah, you could do a short channel, you could do a long form channel about it. But yeah, but this is a great market right here. All right, so back to this. All right, back to this. We got another market right here. How NDAs actually work. So we have one right here. How NDAs actually work. Explain. So yeah. So what we could basically do is we could go to here. We could do NDAs explain. So we could go to NDAs explain how NDAs are really worked. So NDAs is this. So what is the NDA agreement? So this is another market right here that's literally untapped. So if y'all want to do videos about NDAs, and this is AI, so you can see this is AI generated channel right here. So you can see 1 in 61 videos. But this niche right here, I wouldn't do this market because he don't have no breakout. So he's stuck at 600 views. And yeah, you know that this niche right here is a little bad, so I'll avoid. His niche is all over the place, but yeah, you need to sell niche down and stick to one market. But yeah, all right. So back to this. So we also got Federal Reserve. We have a lot of these niches right here. So what I'm also gonna have is we have true crime. So if I wanted to right here, it now gives me true crime. When we see we have $8 to $15 RPMs. $15 when we have education scientists, true crime. So we have a market about true crime. So what we could basically do is we could search this like how frauds got detected and how technology. So, and we could use this tool. So we have spaces. So if you want to find one about spaces, you could go to space weapon explain. Yeah, so we have a lot of these keywords right here. So we'll basically go to here. We'll basically type this into YouTube. So we'll go to here. And we have a lot of these keyword terms like you see space main weapons explain. We have space. I mean, there's a lot of these terms, so yeah. So, but what I'm gonna do is paste this so you can see space weapons explain. You can make videos about spaces. So if you want to go to here, this will be. I'm gonna show you a smaller channel to model from. So let's go to filters. Let's go to filter by videos. All right, so you can filter by videos. So you can filter by videos, and there's a lot of these niches. So you see right here, there's one over six years ago. He pulled at least 43,000 views. So this is an untapped market. So if you want to do weapons explain about spaces, this would be a great niche. Great sub niche to get into for people about if you want to do gaming. It's a great niche. But yeah, you can see he made this 3 years ago about spaces. Basically, it's a ranking thumbnail. But yeah, so. He probably went back and updated the thumbnail to the video, but yeah. So, like I said, you can make videos about spaces. This would be a great niche over great untapped market. It seems like so, yeah. So, me personally, I'm not really interested in gaming content, but y'all might be. So, like I said, it's a great niche. So yeah, you can see. So I'll rank it to about B tier, but yeah. Alright, so yeah, so because he do have consistent views, so let's see his views. Alright, so you can see he has 200 views, and he's pulling. I mean, it could get better. So if he has one, yeah, it could get better. So it could get better. It could be, you gotta format down. You gotta sub these down. But yeah, like I said, that's a great niche. Also too, so yeah, we have now the travel niche. So we have food keywords, travel niches. All right, so we now have psychology. So about anxiety. So if you're dealing with anxiety or you know somebody around you that are, this could be a great niche to get started into about how to like the brain works for anxiety, about anxiety scientists. So this will be a great niche right here. So yeah, so you can see that this lady right here. So let me try to find your Faceless channel at least about this. So yeah, so this looks smoothly to about a short channel. So yeah, this will count. So
stress and anxiety can hit your nervous system hard. Chronic cortisol.
I say so y'all can learn about, y'all can make videos about anxiety, and this will be. So let me find y'all markets. Let me find y'all market over here. Anxiety. All right, so this will be. So let's find it. So this will be for personal branding, I believe. So this will be a great channel for personal branding because all I see is people's basically pictures on it. So yeah, so you can see this would be a great market for people who deal with anxiety or mental issues, if you want to say that. But yeah. All right, so let's go to about sports. All right, so we now have sports. We have NFL salary explained. So y'all might like this niche right here. So we have one about NFL, the salary explained. So you can check for the salary of the NFL, like how much. So let me basically explain it right here. So you can see this market right here is Untapped. So NFL salary cap explained. So how much the players are basically making for the salary. But yeah, and a cap breaker. But yeah, so you can see like the market stats. So yeah. All right, so if we wanted to, right, we have another one, college football money. So you can see how much college football players are making and how much the college league get paid. But yeah, that would be a great niche right there. But yeah. And also,
when you came into the league, we had some teams that were perpetually.
This would be for a great market for, I would say for about. So let's see his channel. All right, so we're gonna go to college football money. So you can make videos about college football money, how much the players make, and you can see right here. So this is 8K views 1 year ago. So if we open this up right here, you can see that this is a smaller channel, and yeah, so it's a smaller channel that pull 8K views. But yeah, this would be a great market right here. So if we copy this title onto here search, we basically pin it so you can see how much he makes. So this is the hidden economies of the NHL college football. So you can make videos like this about NHL comedies. And yeah, so like I said, this would be a great market, a great niche. And yeah, and your formats do matter. So if you're wondering, your title angles matter. Title angles matter a lot for your channel to go viral.
Football a disaster. That the NIL is a pay for play.
All right, so you can see this is the NHL, and you can see 12K videos. You can see if you go to show more, he has about 200 million. But I will stay away from trying to replicate from. This is a personality channel, so I wouldn't do a channel like that. But yeah, all right. So back to this one. So college football revenue, NFL rookies. All right, so let's finish schooling. So we have business. So what we can also do is go to football. We go to sports. We go to basketball. All right, so we could do basketball, and yeah, we could education. So if we want to do basketball explain, so what we could basically do, we could do military. So let's see military. All right, so we have military weapons. So instead of us doing nuclear, we could do. So I'm gonna show y'all. So instead of us doing nuclear explain, we could basically turn this to. The basketball weapons explained. You can see the basketball weapons explained. You see it, so we can see this is a market over here that hasn't been touched yet. We go to videos, So this is a cluster you see basketball weapons explained about the basketball. But yeah, so like I said, this is really how you get into a market that's not oversaturated. So you can see 7 months ago, and this is an animation channel. But I don't. If y'all want to start an animation channel, go right ahead. But animation channels are too hard to do, and if you don't have the software, I will stick to at least getting clips and sticking to using ChatGPT to make the thumbnail. But all means, this is a great niche because he is considered pulling consistent views right here. So yeah, this will be a great niche. 63 million views, but yeah. But you can see his most popular. He pulled at least 800K, and he started oldest at least 2 years ago. But yeah, so it might be oversaturated a bit, but I'll find there's way better, more markets out there. But yeah. All right, so back to this. So we have next up, we have self-help, we have psychology, we have luxury. So if you like luxury cars, this would be a great niche right here. So we go luxury real estate explain or luxury cars explain. But yeah, so we're gonna go to this, and like I said, this will be a good market right here. So you see, luxury real estate market. We could do luxury real estate. We could do luxury cars explain market. So we can do luxury cars. So this would be a great niche too. So you always want to make sure you don't go too broad. But yeah, you can see right here. You can see if we go to videos, this would be a great market too for y'all to find great niches. But yeah, there's a lot of great niches here. But yeah, also what I also want to show y'all is you see we found this right here three weeks ago. You can see if we go to the channel Grain Rudo. So Grain Rudo, this is literally a Faceless channel, I believe right here. So this is a Faceless channel. So you can see that we literally just found this AI generated made Faceless channel. But yeah, so this is all faces right here, and he's putting his face. He's putting his face in a video. So I mean, if you want to add your face to it, you could. But this is an untapped market. Wow, and you can see that these are consistent views, 200,000 views. So if we open it up right here, you could do this without showing your face. You could basically.
Thank you to Simply Safe for sponsoring today's video. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
A brand new market. So I'm gonna show you how to do it. But yeah. So
Sensors and temperature sensors.
if you want to basically take this niche right here and bring this over to a brand new market, what we could basically do is we'll basically use Gemini. So we're gonna use Gemini for it, but yeah. So we'll basically go to Air Gemini. Alright, so we're gonna use Gemini, and yeah. So we're gonna basically do is paste the titles here, and what we're also gonna do is make sure so. You can see that we have literally, so what we'll basically do is give it all this data right here. So we'll give it all this data. We'll basically tell it that we want to basically bend this over to a new lane. So we'll go to here. We'll basically give it this. All right, so we'll basically go up to here. We'll basically make sure we copy all this right here. So we'll basically tell it that we want to basically just bend over this this route format over to a new lane. So yeah. So I'm gonna scroll up right here. So I'm gonna go to there, paste that. I'm gonna say that. All right. So I'm gonna also scroll up and do is tell it that bend this title over to a new lane, please. So now what it's gonna basically do is take all these proven viral titles and bend it over to a new lane. So you can see the original niche was IRS audit files. We now have cybersecurity, compliments, and yeah. So what I could basically have it do is basically have it give me faceless channels. Give me faceless AI commentary ones. 100 to 100 bins ideas. So we can have it give me at least 100 bin ideas. But yeah, so it's gonna basically give me bin ideas. So you can see. So what it basically does is we have literally these titles right here. So you can see we have the insurance audit, Pacific, we have the medical billing mysteries. So we could basically go to YouTube and we could type this in right here. So yeah, so we could type this in and we literally have ultra niches. So yeah, we have ultra niches that's literally untapped. And yeah, so we could basically do is go right here. And we could go to medical billing mysteries why NER cost 5,000. So we can see this. So if we go to videos right here, we basically filter this by videos. We can see that we see a lot of these channels over here. So this would be a great market for you to get started into. But what I would basically do if I was y'all, I would make an AI avatar by using ChatGPT. But I'll also put a disclaimer in the description so you can use the AI voiceover. So that way it knows about your that way it knows that you're using an AI avatar to really explain what's going on in these. But yeah, so this right here, structural integration. So this would be a great niche right here that's literally untapped. So if we go over there, we basically now paste this here. So if we basically paste this here, structural integrations myths. So if we go to here, you can see that we have 800 views. And you can see we have about, so closely to about, we basically now have an untapped market right here. So we have an untapped market, and you can see if we go to right here, this is literally a Faceless channel right here. So, and yeah, we want to make sure he's pulling great views though. He can't be pulling at least, he can't be stuck under 800 views. He got to be pulling at least, I'll say 20K views, 10K for it to be a good niche. So yeah. So if let's go to this channel. So I wouldn't even put you on a market like this just because, and like I said, AI animation channels they are as hard, and many people can't do it. But like I said, if you want to get a channel started into this market, yeah, you can see over. Oh wow, here's so yeah, this will be a great niche right here. So what I will mostly focus on is these most performing titles right here. I won't even. So I will basically avoid his view jet ones with 18K, 20K views. I'll basically give AI all these titles, and what I'll basically do is bend this over to a brand new market. So if you want to know how I'll bend this over, I'll basically go to here. And like I said, this is right here is a great fucking niche. Wow. So yeah, this is a great. I love this format. I love these repeatable formats. But like I said, to do a niche like this, it will be hard if you don't have AI softwares out there paid, because some of these AI animation softwares are paid. So yeah. So yeah. So what I'm gonna basically go ahead and do is basically show y'all how we could go to this full screen. We could go up. So I'm gonna show y'all how we're able to bend this to another market. Cars or anything, etc. Boats, yachts, anything. Watches, etc. So what we're going to do is basically bend this over to a new market, and we're going to have boats, yachts, animals. And yeah, so like I said, you can see right here, so we have this supercar. So we took survival, and you see that we took this original niche, survival hacks. We bent it over to super yachts. So you see we do super yachts. We did survival supercars. So yeah. So we basically do the niche spins like this. So you can see that if we basically go to the title, so give me. And like I said, if most people haven't shown results and they haven't booked channels in millions and they haven't got a channel monetized, they're fraud. So I wouldn't really believe it. What they say, I wouldn't get advice from them. If they can't show proven results, I wouldn't really believe it. So yeah. So, but yeah. So they gotta show good results and they gotta show proof. But yeah, and if they can't, then they're frauds, of course. So yeah. So you can see for getting 1990 supercar. So you can see we have a market over 6 months ago, and this would be a great niche for you guys to get started into. But yeah, so you can see right here, this would be a great niche. But what I'll also double down on is I'll make more videos to his most performing one. So if this basically work right here, I will basically reverse engineer this. So I told you I reverse it. So you'll basically give AI this proven thumbnail format, and it'll basically show you, make you an example. So what I'm gonna basically show y'all. So all right, so I'm gonna show y'all exactly in a minute. So what I'm gonna also go ahead and do is I'm gonna go ahead and copy his title right here and paste it to about this. So I'm gonna go ahead and paste it here, and boom, we have more ideas. So we literally have more Faceless ideas. You can see he has 91,000 views. So what he did was, what I think he did, he reverse engineered it. So he reverse engineered it, and he used the AI generated thumbnail. So yeah, so you can see you want to make sure it's pulling consistent views, 91K views. It gotta be pulling consistent views, and it can't be stuck under 5K or 10K views. If it is, then that market is oversaturated. So yeah, so I will basically avoid it. So you want to make sure it's pulling great views of smaller channels in that cluster. So yeah, you see literally right here, you can see this right here, 12K views. So he can't be stuck under 500 views. He gotta be pulling 12K, 10K. If he's stuck under 500 views, that means that this angle itself ain't sustainable. So I wouldn't even copy anything from the channel. I'll go to his most top performing ones, and I'll give it to AI, and I'll reverse engineer it over to a new lane. So if you want to reverse engineer these ones over to the same market, what we could basically do is go to copy right here, and we'll basically, so I'm gonna show you so how we could do this. So yeah, so what we'll basically do is go to this, and like I said, a lot of these gurus won't give you as much methods like this. So yeah, so what we'll basically do is we're gonna use chat. We'll basically go to here. We'll do Control V it, and what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna reverse engineer this over to a new lane. So reverse engineer these titles to a new lane, but not broad, but same subniche. Alright, so it's gonna do the same subniche, but yeah, so it's gonna basically reverse engineer these titles over to a new lane, and it's gonna basically, we're gonna have it like with the same subniche. So we can literally see right here, the audience isn't searching for these repair advice, so it's just they're watching for automated history. So you see we have literally these IDs right here. So we could go to this. It says the watchers. So we could basically go to this right here. We could basically go ahead and type this in, and we can have a market right here. So this is literally Untapped. But yeah, so like I said, this is really how you find untapped niches, untapped markets, because like I said, the gurus aren't doing anything they could, and yeah, like I said, if they can't stay as consistent, I'm gonna keep giving y'all these videos. This is right that I give you. I'm good with me posting these videos like this in long form. I'm cool with it. So yeah, so. Like I said, we're gonna go over to here. You see 10K views over one fucking money go, and it's about like speed racing cars. So if you want to do things about speed racing, this will be a fucking good market, a good niche. And yeah, you can see 3 million views. And this is Untapped. So if we go to click this right here, so if we wanted to right here, we could do NasCar. So you can see NasCar. So you can see we're not gonna replicate that. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go to this. So this market right here works. So you see he has 9K subscribers and he pulled 36,000 views. And you can see that his latest 4 days ago. This is what you call the outlier. So, like I said, that's what you call the outlier doing really well. On a small channel, we're really looking for that. So,
sitting in his pro
great
stock
niche,
Pontiac.
great niche. But yeah, so we could basically do is if we want to basically find more ideas right like out in his niche sub niche itself, what we basically do is we go to this. You see, he got banned 15 years. So we could basically do bottleneck. So. And what we'll basically do is go to this. So we'll exit out of that, and you can see that we see a lot of these ideas literally right here. So yeah, so this is literally how you find untapped formats. And yeah, but like I said, if other gurus can't show you this, again, they're frauds. Again, I wouldn't really trust them. Trust most of the coaches' advice, because these days coaches are broke. Coaches are broke. Coaches are scamming through the fucking courses. They're broke. They're scamming through the courses. But yeah, so and I wouldn't. Bad, none of the courses bad, none of their shit. They're all fucking scammers. So yeah. All right. So if I wanted to right here, you can see this would be a great niche. So if you want to do a niche about popping balloons, like I said, you could take these clips, put these in the shorts, and yeah. But yeah, you also want to make sure you give credit to the original owners. But yeah. All right. So what I'm gonna have it do is basically take these speeds and styles. I'm gonna have it basically take this market. I want to have it get us more ideas. So yeah, so this is really how you find untapped formats. You can see we have the engine of the NasCar band, so we have literally more ideas. But yeah, this is really how you find untapped markets. And like I said, y'all shouldn't no longer basically believe these gurus. The gurus are fucking liars. Gurus are fucking liars. They waste your time for years, and they waste my time for hella years. So you can see. We have revealed up the reveals. We have a market literally right here. You see 323 videos we can see most popular. So you see we have a market right here. So you see he has 2 million views. So like I said, this would be a great fucking niche for you guys to fucking get started into. So you see, and you want to make sure he's pulling at least, he's not getting 2K views. Like if he's pulling 9K and he's not 3K stuck. So the reason why he gets stuck is because he does formats where it's basically oversaturated. So if we go to search right here, the reason why these angles do get stuck is because they go too broad. So when they go too broad with the titles, they get stuck. And yeah, so you want to, and you can see 1K. So the reason why this title didn't get stuck right here, and the reason why the algorithm did push this right here to 9K, is because this angle right here itself wasn't too broad. So this term right here itself wasn't too broad. And how do you know that, Tayreese? So if we go to searches right here, it wasn't too broad. So you can see it wasn't too broad, and yeah. So you can see that a lot of channels right here in this cluster was winning. So yeah, it wasn't too broad, and it was basically untapped. So how do you know it was untapped? So if we go to vidIQ, yeah. But like I said, I'm gonna be also giving y'all another niche leak video. But like I said, there's a lot of these coaches, and a lot of these coaches, they come on YouTube and try to overthink and then overplay. If you haven't made more than 1,000 videos, bro, if you haven't made at least more than one viral hit, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Get out the way. Nobody's buying your shitty ass course. And I don't care how many nobody's buying that shit. Nobody's buying that shit. Go fuck yourself. Better off go throw that shit in the trash. Throw that shit in the trash. I mean, yeah, because Faceless channel sell for products. Products equals advertisers. Advertisers will pay more than, because look, their brain is so caught up where anybody really watch anything these type of days. So yeah, so like I said, there's gurus dropping fake videos. We don't fucking listen to gurus no more. We don't listen to coaches. We now have our own ways. And I'm going to keep giving y'all these methods in long form just like this. And yeah, this is a niche stick video. So you can see, we go over there, search. We go to search. We search right here. Here you can see that the overall score is 20 overall score. You can see the average subscribers 2.3 million. You can see average age 3 months ago. So yeah, so you can see that a lot of channels like this are winning. So we want to, what we could basically have it do now is give us more NasCar niches. But yeah, but like I said, I'm doing at least and I'm dropping at least more than fucking ton of videos. And people ask me, oh, why are you dropping all these videos? Because I want to drop all these videos. This is why I'm a professional coach, so I do it for a living, bro. But yeah, so what I'm basically going to do is basically go ahead and paste this. So I'm gonna exit out. I'm gonna paste that. What I'm also gonna have it do is give me at least 100 doing it total ideas. But yeah, like I said, if coaches haven't never blew up a channel and they're showing with they're lying, most of them be lying. So yeah, you see examples. So we have this driver about the NasCar. So we could already do a video about NasCars. So we could do NasCars, drivers, weapons. So we could basically do the drivers. We basically do is go to this or this, but yeah. And this is the untapped market. So this is really, really how you find untapped markets that was like really never done before by like other people. So yeah, so this is really how you really, really go viral. And yeah, you want to do markets where it's untapped, where a lot of channels aren't posting that. So if we go to search right here, if we go to search, for example, you can see that we literally just found the short channel, a really untapped short channel where it's not even tapped into easy. So you see we go to stint right here, and the YouTube algorithm is pushing out. So algorithm pushes markets where bigger channels aren't surrounded around this market yet. You can see if we go to this channel right here, extended files, so you can see they post videos about NasCar. So you can see 38 million views, and he posts videos about NasCar. So you can do the top 10 races or the drivers. You don't want to do top 10. So no, top 10 way too broad. So you can see 78,000 subscribers, 65 videos. So you want to find a market just like this with 100 million views and cost less than 65 videos for shorts. This is what you call high demand, low supply, meaning the algorithm is pushing out titles just like this. So yeah, so like I said, most coaches are frauds, and like I said, I will watch what you get advice from. So you watch where you get advice from, because all of them are not trustworthy. All of them are not trustworthy. They sell you courses. They're not going to give you. They're not going to help you for real. They're not going to help you for real. And yeah, but like I said, after this video, I might do another niche leak video. But yeah, but I'm also going to make sure I try to put this all in a link for y'all. But yeah, but like I said, you can literally use CapCut, and I have a lot of methods on my channel. Yeah, but like I said, I don't sell no courses. I'm not a fraud. I don't even feed into that course. I feel like course shit is a scam. I feel like all of it is a scam. The word, I hate me saying the word course. I feel like the word course, or me saying the word course, is full of frauds. Full of frauds, and yeah. So most of them are frauds. But yeah, but like I said, I'm going to go ahead and give you at least more than 2,000 YouTube automation videos on my channel. So I at least stop doing the other niches to now become a professional coach. So yeah, so you can see that. So I'm going to smoothly post at least more than 1,000 videos. So we at 1,034. So yeah, so and I'm also going to also start giving you at least more than 8 uploads per day. But yeah, so like I said, Chapman Ross. He's running Chapman Ross to start more channels. So Chapman Ross, so y'all probably ask me, oh, are you into that? Yeah, I'm into that. We're starting new channels and new markets. We're YouTubers. So yeah, so you see, Trapmore just hit over 1K videos on his main channel. So yeah, so Trapmore just hit over 1K. But yeah, so like I said, and it's about you finding untapped angles where it's not tapped into by like the bigger guys. But yeah. But you can see this right here. The drivers NasCar try to erase. So you can see over 28, and you can see this right here. So this is literally an Untapped angle where we have. So if we go to this channel right here, if we go to this cars prompt right here, we want to find more than like one channel in this cluster like really pulling consistent views. So 17K, 7K. So we want to see more than like one channel pulling consistent views. So yeah, he can't be struggling to get views or struggling to get views out. So you can see that if we go to this 34,000 subscribers, and we open up this channel right here, you can see if we literally go to this channel right here, you can see literally 34,000 subscribers. You see 235 videos. So if we go to videos right here, you could literally see that this angle itself is literally untapped. So what do you mean untapped? I mean, you see this angle itself, it's not untapped. So what you want to do is when you go to channels, you want to make sure he's pulling at least 5K, 12K, 10K, 17K. He can't be stuck under 1K views. If he's stuck under 1K views, that means that the angle itself is oversaturated and the algorithm's not pushing it out. So yeah, so the algorithm's not pushing it out. And the algorithm pushes titles where it's not taking up millions of view channels. So yeah, so like I said, this will be a great niche right here, great market. And if we go to here to search this, so if we go to search this, and this is called a branded channel. Branded channels stay around for as long as you want them, and they sell for more money. So yeah, and this is an AI channel, but yeah. But like I said, is most of the coaches in the groups, tell them to go fuck themselves. And I said it, tell them to go fuck themselves. So you can see 96,000 views, 20K. So you want to see a cluster where he's not getting 2K views. They all gotta be pulling consistent views in this cluster for it to be good. So you can see average subscribers. If it's less than 50K, that's a good angle for you. So you wanna find an angle where that like that. So if we go to here, we basically now give this to ChatGPT. We could basically tell it that we wanna find more titles like this, find more title ideas. But yeah, so you wanna go through it, and the less it is right here. So if it's average subscribers like for the vidIQ score less than over 50K, you have a chance of you going viral. But yeah, but also, let me go ahead and make my screen a little bit. So if this average subscribers right here is less than 50K, you have a chance for you to go viral. You want to do over 100K, over 1 mil, because it'll be basically taken up by the bigger guys. So right here, this angle is literally untapped and it's not taken up by the bigger guys. So right here, what I could basically have it do is give me more titles. But yeah, the average subscribers for newer channels just starting is fleet range is less than 50K. So, and yeah, if you do that and you get a title height, you're gonna get pushed. You're more likely gonna get pushed. Yeah, but yeah. So, alright, so let's go to this. But yeah, but like I said, I'm gonna see y'all in the next video. And the video's not about to end though. But this was just niche spinning, niche leaks. And like I said, I'm out also soon after this. I might lay down and I might wake back up and I might do another niche leak. So yeah, so I'm gonna go there. I'm also gonna link all my chats below, so we can check in the description. Give me 100 to 300 title ideas. So, and it's not gonna give me 100 to 300 title ideas. So yeah, so I'm now gonna basically I'm doing a niche leak right now, niche leak, and I'm giving y'all core niches. So that's not really on top. So you can see the engineers. So we literally have this right here. This formula, a NasCar band. So we have this formula right here. Where if we go to type this title right here, and we type this title in, this title is not taken up by bigger channels. So yeah, so like I said, this would be a great niche for you guys to get started in. And yeah, so you can see storage 1.2K. You see, and you want to make sure there's a lot of smaller channels winning in this cluster. They can't be stuck under 14 views, 12 views, 5 views. They got to be pulling great views, and all of them got to immediately be pushing it for it to be a good angle. So yeah, so if we go to this right here, you can see literally 2 months ago. So you can see 2 months ago, literally that the algorithm starting to push it. So you see he's pulling 300 views per hour, and this is NasCar, right? So if we open this up right here, this is all AI generated, right? So you can see 74 videos, 2K subscribers, and you can see that he had a random name, which the channel name don't matter, but you can see 300,000 long form views. He started January 27th. So yeah, so you can see videos. So like I said, this itself right here is a great niche for you guys to get started into. And yeah, and it's easy. It's the easiest fuck niche to do. Like, it's all AI generated. All right, so yeah, bro. So let me go ahead and get y'all this. But yeah, all right. So I'm gonna see you on the next video, bro. And we got another video dropping right after this. Soon. So what I'm gonna also click it and show you that this is all AI generated. So you can really blow up channels. You ask me. So is it true that you don't gotta show your face or be actually speak? You could literally build Faceless channels using AI. You don't have to be Speed or Aiden or Beat, none of them streamers. You could cook for them, but yeah. Use AI at the advantage, but yeah. But like I said, I'm going to see y'all guys in the next video. I'm dropping another video right after this one, so stay tuned for that. But yeah. So you can see literally 4 weeks ago, and the algorithm is pushing out smaller channels. So you want to look for smaller channels really being pushed by the algorithm for it to be a great niche. So you can see that it's NasCar, and it's literally all AI driven. So yeah.
Brilliant on Sunday at Kata, invisible by Tuesday in the points. That was the narrative. That was the box.
So yeah, so like I said, I'm gonna see y'all guys in the next video, bro. And if you want another niche leak, I'm gonna do another niche leak for more niches, but I might post a shit ton of them on my fucking channel. Why not? Niche formats, niche leaks, cause like I said, I'm done doing shorts on this channel. I just want to give y'all ways to grow, and I actually enjoyed it. So yeah. So of course you want to avoid an angle like this. So you see this angle. When channels starting to blow up, you can see a lot of channels start to crowd up in that angle. So you want to avoid an angle like that. But yeah, we get way better titles. But yeah, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is go ahead and copy everything I see in chat. I'm going to go ahead and copy it directly over to a whole chat where I can check it out at. So yeah, so like I said, all the ones who tuned into this video, I appreciate y'all. But I'm going to see you guys in the next video. And yeah, this is literally a format niche leak video. So, and y'all asked me, can you do it? I'm also do probably another one later on when I wake up. I gotta get some sleep, but yeah. But like I said, I'm gonna see y'all guys in the next video. And yeah, I'm out though.